Erin here, and we're going live here for your daily Get Up and Move moves. I have 3 exercises for you today. You're going to want to grab an exercise band. If you have one, just a light tension is totally fine, light to medium. Okay, you can also, if you don't have a band, grab a bath towel, or even if you have a pair of old nylons or old leggings, maybe a stretchy old shirt, has a little bit of give to it, you can grab those, okay? So we're gonna be seated for these moves today. We're gonna be starting in a seated row. So you're sitting with those legs extended, and get a nice little hamstring stretch in there. If you're super stiff and you can't quite get your legs to a straightened position, just bring those knees up, no problem. We're focusing in on the back for this move specifically. Ideally, you want those legs out straight. But especially if you can't reach, you're gonna grab that, bring your knees in, wrap the band around the arches of your feet, all right? And you're gonna start with those feet in hip width position here. You want some tension through those feet. So if I don't have tension and I'm pulling back, my knees are gonna kind of cave in, my feet are gonna rotate, my ankles are gonna rotate, they're gonna pronate, so we don't want that. So we wanna have active legs. We want to think about pressing out instead of rolling in. So bring the feet to straight position, pull the toes back just ever so slightly. They flex the ankles, squeeze the kneecap, and you're gonna squeeze those glutes. And to help you squeeze those glutes, you're just gonna take your feet out about an inch or 2 wider and think about that corkscrewing in the position that we talk about in the deadlift. So like you're corkscrewing or screwing your feet into the floor. So this one, you're just kind of mimicking that in the air. From there, holding either side of the band, get some nice tension. You're gonna start with those arms straight, shoulders rolled back and down, belly button is pulled in and up towards the spine, glutes are squeezing, and you wanna think nice long line, like you've got a string attached to the top of your head and you're pulling up. All right, from here, think about squeezing in between the shoulder blades, so pull those shoulders back even before you start to bend those arms. All right, so pull the shoulders back, squeeze, and now you're ready to add the pull in. Okay, when you pull in, or back, sorry, you're gonna drive those elbows back behind you towards the back wall, but we wanna come out at a 45-degree angle, like we're trying to create an arrow position with our body, our upper body, and between the torso and the arms. So pulling back, squeezing, extending those arms nice and slow, squeeze, be very intentional and hold for about a second or 2 at the top, squeeze and extend, just like that. All right, if you're using a towel, then you're going to get into a position where you can drive those elbows back as much as possible, and then just pull as hard as you can, squeeze and release. Okay, then you would pull back, squeeze and release, all right? Next one, I am going to use the band for this to show you a variation, but you don't need to use the band. You can do this from just sans equipment, no equipment. All right, this one is kind of a boat pose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees. Okay, I can place my hands behind me just to kind of get set up here. Okay, nice flat back again. So lifting the chest, keeping a nice long line in the upper body, and just leaning slightly back. Everybody's position is going to be slightly different depending on where you're at. You can always keep those hands behind you for support. If you're doing that, you just want to make sure that you're not kind of letting go through the low back and just putting all the weight in your arms. You want to use your arms for a little bit of support, but you don't want to be relying on them to hold your weight. Work those core muscles, use the abs. So pull the belly button in and up. Okay, your feet, we're going to be doing kind of a bicycle crunch. That's kind of the more advanced option here. Otherwise, we're going to be taking the knees in and extending out. So bringing in and out, pulling the belly button in and up, okay, and there you go. So you can do that. You can take those arms, okay, out and in front. Same thing. Okay, now you can either add the bicycle or stay here, so you can bring elbow to knee, elbow to knee, elbow to knee, okay? Excuse me. Or, okay, or, like I said, you can add the band in here. So So we're gonna take the band. I'm gonna change my grip on the band, okay? So palms are neutral, facing in, kind of like a hammer curl. Excuse me, honey. Excuse me, honey. Thank you. So I'm gonna be adding in a little bit of resistance here, and it's gonna help me pull and hold, actually. It kind of helps and makes it more challenging in some ways. So what you're gonna do, excuse me, honey, I'm gonna kick. Look out, look out, look out. Okay, so you're gonna pull one knee in and out. Okay, challenging the balance here. You can rotate.
Yeah, come here.
Or you can add a toddler in for a little bit more of a challenge, all right? Or not, okay. So if that's not an option for you, okay, you can also take those hands behind you or leave them out. You don't have to take your heels up off the ground. You can slide out and in, and slide out and in. If you want to slide out, you can press that heel out and hover and bring in, then plant the foot. So lots of different variations for you. You can also do this from a chair or a seated position. Last but not least, I'm going to quickly go into a hip thruster. So plant those heels. You're going to be leaning up against, say, a couch or a bench that's stable, okay? You're going to try to get the lower part of your shoulder blade to the kind of a top and edge of that piece of equipment, whatever you're using, bench, shelf, couch. And then if your chair or bench is a little bit too high and you're kind of down here a little bit more and the top is kind of the upper part of your back, you're just going to lift yourself up or slide yourself down a little bit so your back is. You can use your elbows for support here, okay? Because we don't want to slide down and we don't want to slip and go down and put pressure on the neck, okay? So kind of get a little bit higher, get yourself set up. Your bum may not touch the floor in this position. That is okay. All right, from here, we're going to keep the movement from your sternum down. We're going to go into basically a hip bridge. When you come up, you're going to press through the heels, squeeze your glutes, and come up. My face is facing forward the whole time. I'm not coming back up here because this is a double-legged hip thruster. Single-legged, I would probably do that. But we're trying to isolate here the glutes, okay, pressing in through the heels, lifting and squeezing. Face forward, okay? Tuck that chin under and feel those glutes work. And you can add a band here, but I'm not going to get into that today. Squeeze and lift. Those knees you want at a 90-degree angle when you come up. Okay, so if your heels are too close, okay, that's going to be a little bit awkward. If your feet are too far out, you're getting more into the hamstrings again, and we're going into the glutes. So 90 degrees here, and that's it. Hey, if you cannot do a hip thruster, if that's not available to you, you're going to go into a good morning instead. And let me get back far enough here. Good morning. So the hip hinge. So corkscrew those feet into the ground. Squeeze the glutes. Okay. Squeeze your glutes. Belly button tucked in. Shoulders down and back. Hands to your ears. And you're going to push your butt back. Okay. Keeping a neutral spine here. And squeeze, pull those hips forward. Thank you, honey. Hi. Okay. Come on now. Push the butt back. And bring the hips forward. Okay. So that's my cue here. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a great, fabulous, fantastic day. Tag a friend, tag a workout buddy, keep each other accountable all day today. And let me know if you have any questions. As always, take care.